Matchmaker Monday is back. Today we're going to be talking about 3 fights I want to see. We had Derek Lewis at the weekend get a bit of an early stoppage KO. We have Movsar Evloev pulling out against his fight against Aaron Pico, and we have one featherweight fight I want to talk about as well. So we're going to start with Movsar Evloev. Derek will be at the end, just because. Listen, heavyweight's dead. I'll talk about it all. Like, there's a reason I'm not talking about Derek straight away, okay? So, we'll start with Movsar Evloev. So, he's after pulling out his fight with Aaron Pico. I would love to see Aaron Pico versus Josh Emmett. And, whoa. Everyone relax. Everyone relax. Don't worry. There's a few fights that I'm going to talk about, okay? So, we'll start from the top. Volkanovski is currently not booked. And Volkanovski was meant to be fighting Movsar. The thing is, about why I'm saying Pico versus Emmett, Aaron Pico just does not deserve to be fighting Movsar Evloev. He just fucking does not deserve to be fighting him. I don't know why they made that fight. I honestly don't know. Like, cool, Aaron Pico was Bellator. I don't even think he was a Bellator champion. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe I'm wrong. I seen Aaron Pico fight live. Do you know what I mean? He's a good fighter, but is he anything to write home about? Fuck no. Movsar would have beaten him to a nice decision. And that's all it would have been. It would have been a decision. He would never finish anyone that guy. But, like, he just did not deserve to be fighting Movsar, in my opinion. That's why I think he should fight Josh Emmett. Because you have Diego Lopez versus Gene Silva, booked. You have Brian Ortega versus, Aljamain Sterling, booked. And kind of, like, there's a few kind of fighters in between. You know, Arnold Allen, and stuff like that. You know, I'll be getting there. Okay, I have a fight for Arnold. I have a fight. So I think Josh Emmett is like Josh Emmett lost to Lerone Murphy as well. So why not just make a fight like that? Why not make Josh Emmett versus Movsar or fucking Aaron Pico? Movsar is gone now as well. Okay, Holloway is still in the rankings. Why he's in the rankings, I don't really know. But he's kind of said, he's literally tweeted and said, like, take me out of the rankings. I don't even want to be in them. So they're going to take Holloway out of the rankings now as well. I just don't see it with Aaron Pico. Why do you feel the need to book him versus Movsar, who's clearly the #1 contender? Arnold Allen, Aljamain Sterling. Who else do you want? He beat Diego Lopez as well. He beat Dan Ige. He's after accumulating quite a good win streak. I don't like Movsar. I'm going to get that clear right away. I am the least person who's a fan of his fucking style. I thought Arnold beat him as well. I know I'm an Arnold Allen fan, but if you actually watch that fight, we all know Arnold Allen won. Damage is king. Damage is king in the sport, and Arnold did way more damage and got a ball of all his takedowns. Okay, in the second round, okay, Movsar probably did a bit more, but still. Featherweight's cooking. Featherweight is cooking. Okay, it's looking very well. And I'm happy with the way featherweight is going. You know, Gene Silva versus Lopez is cool. We're kind of in a bit of a tricky one with Volkanovski. We don't really know where he's going to go. Okay, and Volk probably has like maybe 3 fights left at max. Okay, max. And I think Movsar was a very good opponent for Volk. He's not going to take any damage. You know, he's going to be very, very heavy on the wrestling. And I think he would have beat Movsar, man. I think he'd beat Movsar, period, okay? And Movsar still might be next. Don't think Movsar pulling out immediately leapfrogs his title shot. I thought that as well, especially since we had Gene Silva Lopez, and especially if Gene Silva wins. What a fight, by the way. What a fucking scrap. I made a video on that saying Lopez and lock him out. But don't think that Movsar is going to get passed up now. If Gene Silva wins, he will. He will get passed up. He's going to get passed up. Then what? He'll be like, that kid's a dog. He just beat the guy that fought for the belt in a fucking razor close fight with Volk. Yeah, he's next. Tuesday. He'll say some shit like that. Okay? But if Diego Lopez wins, Volkanovski doesn't want to wait. He definitely doesn't deserve a rematch. Then you throw Movsar in. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise for Movsar Evloev. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise, okay? Not to say Aaron Pico couldn't have won, but I always say it, man. I say it every time they come over to our I'm not even saying our sport, that's a bit weird. Anytime a Bellator fighter comes over to the UFC, you cannot sit there and say, I think he's the best in the world. There's no Bellator. I like Paul Hughes just as much as you. He's not a top 5 UFC lightweight. Max Holloway fucks him up. Paddy Pimblett beats him, Ilia Topuria would fucking destroy him, man. Come on. Okay, come on. He's not a top 5 lightweight. Usman Nurmagomedov is the only one where I can look back and say he might beat some of these top guys, but he doesn't beat Ilia and he doesn't beat Makhachev. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say. Anytime these Bellator fighters come over, I never ever bet on them. I never bet on them. They're fucking so different. Okay, Patchy Mix was an exception. I take everything I said, I take it back. I have bet on Bellator fights before. Michael Chandler. The only time I picked Michael Chandler in a fight was against Tony Ferguson. That was the only time ever. Apart from that, I've never picked Michael Chandler in a fight. Never, ever, bro. I never. I just won't have it in me to be. I called Pimblett beating him as well. I can't lie. But anytime these Bellator fighters come over, no one cares. First of all, okay. Pico is. I actually want to see him in the UFC. I'm happy he's there. But to give him Movsar Evloev, that's kind of just wrong, bro. That's just fucking wrong. Okay. Anyway. That's the I even talked about the matchup actually. I think Pico would have kind of success with Josh Emmett because Josh Emmett isn't even a top 10 featherweight anymore. Pico probably win that one. Now, come on, now in fairness, it's Josh Emmett, so you know, allow it, okay? Allow it. He's like so old. He's so old, okay? So allow me picking him in that one, okay? Allow me picking him in that one. I think he'd probably because Josh Emmett's just way too old. Josh Emmett's way too old, but he does have that kind of like overhand, as Lucas Trace says, big meaty hooks. So he might be able to catch him with something, but I wouldn't pick up. I wouldn't bet on. Next up, we have another featherweight, and you might have noticed I kind of tiptoed around one. Lerone Murphy versus Arnold Allen. Lerone Murphy tweeted this, so this kind of makes me think that this is going to be the next fight. Brit versus Brit, but where? There's no one else in that division apart from Nathaniel Wood that is English, and Nathaniel Wood is absolutely nowhere near Lerone Murphy at the moment. They were meant to fight like 2.5 years ago. I think it was 286, the Usman versus Edwards 3 card. I was picking Nathaniel Wood to beat Lerone Murphy, and I don't know if I wouldn't. I still have my questions about Lerone Murphy. I think Arnold would win this fight. I've said this before. Arnold Allen is one of the most underrated UFC fighters walking the planet, man. He's so good for that division. He just doesn't get to show it enough. You know, he's not active. Like, he hasn't been in the cage in like a year now. He's always just like once a year, and I'm just like, man, fucking hell, fix your hands, fix your fucking hands, Arnold. I want to see you fight. He actually had a good spree there of like, what was it? He fought Hooker in March, then he fought Cater in October, then he fought Holloway in April, then he January, then he fought July. So he had like a good spree there of like every kind of six to kind of 9 months in and around there in the kind of that slot. But he's been a year. It's been a year, and Lerone Murphy is on good form. So it's not like Lerone Murphy can't win this fight. I just wouldn't be picking him to win this fight, you know? I think Arnold's too slick. I think his movement is way too good. He's got very good, I wouldn't say very good striking, but he's got hands. He's got quick hands. I really like his movement. Lerone Murphy's a little bit basic for my liking. Okay, he's a little bit basic. I think Lerone Murphy's striking is quite good. I picked him to beat Josh Emmett as well, so I'm happy with that. I said he's just going to be too good because Emmett's literally an RB and X kind of guy, literally just and then a fucking massive overhand and try and catch you like that. The top fighters in the division just aren't going to get caught by that. Like, he's got a nice little jab as well, and he can use his grappling. But apart from that, no, he's not. He's not winning. Like, he fought for an interim belt, cool. He got a fucking robbery win against Calvin Cater. So let's have that clear. But I think Arnold will be too much. I think Arnold's footwork is incredibly underrated. I think his speed is very good. And he outstruck Giga Chikadze, which is incredible. An incredible achievement, okay? He fell short against Max Holloway, but it wasn't like a really bad, you know, it was probably like a 3-2, Holloway maybe a 4-1 even. But Arnold had his moments. Arnold definitely had his moments. And if you just put the pedal to the metal for like an extra 2 rounds or something like that, or even from the start, man, fucking go for it. I feel like he could have beat Holloway. And a lot of people think I'm crazy for that. If you go back and watch that fight, Holloway was one step ahead, but I don't think Arnold was that far behind. Like, I really don't. There were some rounds in there a little bit more, and Arnie would have kind of got the nod off a judge. This, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't a million miles off, and he beat fucking Movzar. Okay, let's have it right. Let's have it right. We all know he beat him. Everyone knows he beat him, so there's no point even getting angry over a thing like that. But it's just fucking frustrating when he just doesn't fight ever. I watched like his YouTube videos as well. Every single video he's injured, man. Fuck me. It is absolutely just, as an Arnold Allen fan who's like one of my favorite fighters, it's just fucking frustrating. I'm just like, man, I want to see you fucking fight. I want to see you win as well, bro. I want to see you fucking win. But the dude just gets plagued with injuries. And Lerone Murphy, it's going to be interesting to see the activity because Lerone Murphy is very active. Has Lerone Murphy kind of overtaken Arnold due to activity? I wouldn't necessarily say so because Arnold's kind of been in there with the best in the world. He's been in there with Holloway. He's been in there with Movzar. He's been in there with Dan Hooker. Even Cater for a round. He was doing extremely well with Cater. Now, I never really talk about that because that wasn't even in gear. That wasn't. The Cater never really got started. Arnie was just popping him on the left. Beautiful work. Sadiq Yusuf as well. That was a good win, but he kind of gassed there. I know when you say Arnold's gas tank shit because he went 5 rounds with Holloway. He went 3 rounds with a heavy wrestler that is Movzar. So I'd say his cardio's fine. No real complaints there. Lerone is fucking super jacked. Fuck me, dude's in insane shape. Just lacking a little bit, I think, Lerone Murphy. I just think he's lacking a little bit of like, really, like, Arnie has movement and he has speed. I think Lerone Murphy is just very good at being basic. It's honestly how I view Lerone Murphy. I think he's just good at being basic. I don't necessarily think he's the best fighter. I wouldn't say he's the top 5 fighter. I think people like Aljo would beat him quite handily. I think Arnie's going to beat him. I think Lopez, Silva, Volk, I think they all just beat Lerone Murphy. I'll be real, man. I think he's just very good at being basic. That's honestly what I think about Lerone Murphy. Very good fighter, but he's just basic. But he's very good at being basic. That's honestly what I think. But I'd pick Arnold Allen 29-28 in this one. If it's a 5-rounder, I think he'd win that fight. But you never know in activity, man. You never know. Derek Lewis versus Martin Tybura. So Derek picked up a nice little win there last night, 2 days ago, by the time of this recording. And it's just like the ranked 15 heavyweight in the world has no wins in the UFC. No wins. He has 1 win against Kurt. Or sorry, fucking hell, he said win there. He has 1 fight in the UFC and lost to Kurt Blades. Fair enough, you thought he won. Fair enough. No, fair enough. I'm not disputing that. But to have someone ranked that's not won in the UFC, it's just like crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. I have fucking no, like, apart from Tom Aspinall and maybe like Volkov and Gan and stuff like that, Almeida, Blades, Pavlovich, not even Pavlovich anymore actually. Apart from that, I have very little interest in the heavyweight division anymore. Back in the days of like Cain Velasquez, Junior Santos, Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic, Brock Lesnar, even Ngannou was a great champion. I'm not saying Tom's not a great champion, but I'm just like, the fucking division's just dead. Derek Lewis is winning in 2025. That guy was 25 he fought. Teixeira was 25. And it's just like, for heavyweight's just broken, man. It's absolutely broken. And don't know how I'd fix it. To be honest, I think the next step is just getting Tom booked. Getting Tom versus Gan. I think Cyril Gan winning is the worst thing for the UFC period, just the sport in general. So it just at least gets a bit of juice flowing. You know what I mean? Tom will bang out title defenses if he keeps winning the way he has been. So, but Derek Lewis winning, you know, Martin Tybura, that's quite a weird fight. You know, Tybura probably just take him down and submit him. You know, like a lot of people would do against Derek if they're not chin in the first 30 seconds. So yeah, but like heavyweight's just so shit. It's just so shit, man. I like heavyweight. I would not watch a heavyweight fight over, like, I think the flyweight division is more entertaining than the heavyweight. And flyweight's always got kind of shit. I think we have Tom, who's like the pinnacle of heavyweight MMA. Probably the best heavyweight MMA. Probably the best heavyweight ever, in my opinion anyway. If you look at the way he's winning, you know, have a look at the way he's winning. compared to like a Stipe, who's probably the next GOAT. You know, DC isn't like, he's got 2 wins at heavyweight. I think Derek and Stipe. I'm not 100% sure of that. I know he's fought at heavyweight before actually, so that's probably bullshit. But like, Tom is just breezing people like it's nothing. Short notice, it doesn't matter. Vengeance, it doesn't matter. That's the kind of shit we need in the heavyweight division. And you know, like a Francis Ngannou as well. Rosenstrike's kind of out of the picture now as well. So heavyweight's just kind of lost itself. It's lost itself, man. I don't even have like much to say about the heavyweight division anymore because it's just so dead. It's so dead. But I'd go with Tabir in this one. But let me know what you think down below, and thanks for watching.